Hello, namaste, or adab. Welcome to our Children's Day special session. While we try to teach our children all about life, our children teach us what life is all about. And today we have with us two very special guests who are going to share their journeys. And I'm very sure that we all are going to get motivated through their experiences. So, without wasting any time, let me call my first guest. My first guest is Saikrit Gulati, who is a student of class 8 in the prestigious St. John's High School, Chandigarh. Writing is his passion, and this very passion has landed him in the list of authors at a tender age of mere 8 years. Till now, he has authored three books, namely Indian Monuments, A Golden Heritage, Gardens of Chandigarh, and the emperors who ruled medieval India. He had also edited the book Amrit Kalam gov- in collaboration with Government Model Senior Secondary School Dhanas, where he has been voluntarily teaching since 2019 in association with Chandigarh administration. He has also joined the Crucible Club of his school for growing his literary skills. In his school, he has also been contributing to various extracurricular activities. He is an active member of the St. John's Model United Nations Club and the Eco Club of the school. Saikrit has frequently participated in various MUNs and debates and won various awards at national and international levels. He has also participated in the Girls India project and parliament organized by CCPCR and Yuv Satta, where he acted as the Prime Minister of the project from the school. So let's welcome this very talented boy, Saikrit Gulati. Hi,
Good evening,
Saikrit.
ma'am. Good evening. Thank you for giving me this golden opportunity.
It's a pleasure, Saikrit, to have you on our show and that also on the Children's Day special session. So, very warm welcome to you.
Thank you.
I hope you had a great day today.
Yes, ma'am.
That's wonderful. Okay, Saikrit, so let's call our second guest also, who is also a very young boy and he's been doing a lot in his field too. So let's call our second guest. Our second guest is Dhruvin Dharmendra. He's 12 years old, author and an illustrator. He's the founder of the Kidliomag magazine. This magazine has completed 2 years as of now. Dhruvin reviews all articles, stories, and books that come for publishing and promotion. He tries to make magazine more creative and interesting for children, so he designs all activities by himself. Dhruvin is also author and illustrator of his first book, Hello World. So let's call Dhruvin. Hi, Dhruvin.
Good evening, ma'am. It's a pleasure to be here on this special session.
Thank you, Dhruvin. And you won't imagine how elated, how excited I am to have you such young and talented boys here on my show today and talking to me and talking to such a large audience that we are going to have today. So very warm welcome to both of you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
And let's begin the session. I have lots and lots of questions to ask both of you. We want to know a lot and more about you both. So let's start with Saikrit first. So,
Yes, ma'am.
Saikrit, we really want to know how did your writing journey start?
Ma'am, my writing journey started from reading various books. Ever since I opened my eyes, my parents had been reading out a lot of books to me, a lot of storybooks and books of other kinds. And when I grew up, I started reading books which they gifted to me, and many of them I found in our school library. So this got me interesting and inspired me to write more.
Wow, that's lovely, Saikrit. That's really wonderful. And who inspired you the most, Saikrit?
Ma'am, besides my parents and teachers, Ma'am, Sudha Murthy, ma'am, she's an author. Her books
Yeah,
inspired me a lot. Yes,
yeah, I love reading her storybooks. They are wonderful.
yes, ma'am. Absolutely
Great,
amazing.
great. And Dhruvin, we would like to know from you also about your journey. How did it start?
So my journey started. the same story as Saikrit. I also have a large library of books full of great books, and from a small age, young age, I was very interested in reading books, stories, and means my imagination and vocabulary grew as I read more and more and more. So, and then I started my magazine in the lockdown. So it was amazing experience, and books are the greatest thing you can find anywhere because it only
Yeah.
increases your vocabulary, imagination, and your skills.
Absolutely, that's very true, Dhruvin. So, from both of you, we got a first lesson of the day that reading is so very important for everybody, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You
Yes, ma'am.
both agree to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's wonderful. Okay, Saikrit, you have come up with so many books. You have written three books and you have edited one also. So, how did it happen that you came with the first book? Like, what was the thought behind it? What was going on in your mind when you wrote the first book?
Yes. My first book was Indian Monuments, A Golden Heritage. So it was published back in 2018. So I was absolutely fascinated with the monuments of India, which are quite glorious. And there are innumerable monuments in our country. So I regularly visited these monuments in places like Delhi, Agra, and other many such places. And I was so fascinated by them that I even began clicking their photographs, and soon I had a huge album of these photographs ready with me. So one day
Okay.
while I was browsing through these photos, a thought of compiling them in a book came to me, and that's how I got the idea for my first book on Indian monuments.
Wow. So you must be writing all the details of the monument side by side when you were
Yes, ma'am.
visiting all of them.
Yes, ma'am.
Great. That's lovely. Very nice, Saikrit. So you were having both the things together. You were having fun also. You were enjoying. You were having outings also. And you were doing, the base, the foundation of your book was also going on simultaneously.
Yes, ma'am. That's
Great.
true.
So you are interested in history, Saikrit? Is that your favorite subject?
Yes, ma'am.
Great, that's nice. And Dhruvin, like you also started with the magazine. So, what inspired you the most during that phase?
So when the magazine I started, it was total lockdown, and every child was locked at their homes, bored at
Yeah.
home, what to do. Everyone was means bored, and so I thought that I can start a magazine which would include all the activities, games, book recommendation, new books, authors, and many more things. And even the drawings the kids send us, the poems, articles, and stories. The children send us to our email, and we published it in our magazine. So it
Okay.
made a great means excitement for the kids in the lockdown who were bored at home. So that's when I got the idea to start the magazine.
And any particular person who really motivated you during that phase?
My mother is a great support to me, and I'm not means inspired by someone particular, but I take inspiration from characters, stories, books, and people who are great people, great means great personalities, and many more people.
Wow, that's nice, Dhruvin. So basically, the thought when you started your magazine was to, pass some time during that COVID to utilize it in a very positive manner.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So, did you, you can say that segregated the time or you divided your time into different parts, like you did some gaming also. You must be doing some fun activities also alongside,
Yes, ma'am.
doing the work for the magazine and all. So, you compartmentalized all these things in your life in the daily routine and then you moved ahead with the magazine.
Yes, ma'am. My means the fun element for me is the illustrating, drawing, and means wonder VFX and all that things 3D. So means while I was art doing these things, so that also made me more me increased my skills, and some things also worked for the magazine. So I was happy with the magazine all the time.
That's great, Trubin. And is it a monthly magazine or it comes twice in a month? How, you just please tell us some details about that also.
It's a monthly magazine. It is published at every first date of the month. So you
Okay.
can view it on our website, kidliomag.com.
Okay, that's great. That's nice. And I really want to know from you, Saikrit, like you wrote the first book when you were just 8,
Yes, ma'am.
right? So, how much time did it take to complete that book?
Ma'am, for the first two books, which are coffee table books, in Monuments and
Okay,
Gardens of Chandigarh, it took almost 6 to 8 months to finish the work. And for the next books, which are The Empress Who Ruled Medieval India, which is a bigger book than the previous two ones, and Amrit Kalam, it took me almost a year to compile them and
okay.
finalize the text.
So you were, consistent about working on your book. So, along with the school, how did you manage it with your studies and all?
I mostly took some time out on weekends, Saturdays and Sundays, and on holidays. And I also utilized time in such a way that I could finish my work from the school early and then start the work on the book. So it was uh, uh, basically time utilization and management.
Yeah, time management. Yeah, absolutely. So, time management is very, very important for us.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great, Saikrit. And Saikrit, when you were writing all these books of yours, so was there any thought which was coming to your mind again and again that this is, the way I should present my book, or what was there in your mind when you were penning down your books?
Ma'am, I thought that how can I fulfill the needs of the readers? Ma'am, I
Right.
regularly browse through the books, the reviews of the books on online bookstores, like on Amazon and Flipkart. And from that, I got an idea on how can I make my book better so that it satisfies the people and they read it.
Yeah.
For example, the book on Gardens of Chandigarh is the first book on the topic. Even though
Yeah.
there are a lot of gardens of Chandigarh, it is still the first book. So that is one example. And secondly, my third book, The Empress Who Ruled Medieval India. So in that, Mughal history is shown in the form of comics, wherein the emperor will tell about himself through various shapes and comic strips. That is presented in such a way so that it does not become boring, and at the same time it provides accurate facts also.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Saikrit. And I believe when you were penning down Gardens of Chandigarh, it might be, little difficult for you because this season, according to the season, the flowers they
Yes,
bloom
ma'am.
according to the seasons and all.
Yes, ma'am.
So how did you manage to do that?
Ma'am, I had been visiting gardens from a long time, so I had been clicking photographs. But for the book, that's why the most of the time was taken in clicking the pictures because, as you said, different flowers bloom in different months and different seasons. So that
Yeah,
was the main challenge in compiling
yeah.
this book. So that was
That
how I
means a lot of
managed that.
hard work, lot of
Yes,
hard
ma'am.
work, lot of research has been put into it.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. And how did your school support you in this entire journey? Because you were doing studies also, you were studying as well, and then you were penning down your books. You were doing a lot of research also for the books. So how did you manage? You managed it very well. And how was your school? How was their attitude towards it?
My school was absolutely the basic building block of these books and the basic support system because first of
Lovely.
all, they gave me a lot of books from the libraries for the research, and secondly, the school
Yeah.
almost every time it encouraged me and motivated me. My teachers, coordinators, and as school principal, they all motivated me to continue writing and writing more and more books. So that was how
That's
my school
lovely.
supported me.
That's lovely, Saikrit. Very well said. And I think schools, teachers, they are actually the backbone for the success of the students. No doubt,
Yes, ma'am.
parents play a very, very important role because students are spending most of the time with the parents only. But still, the foundation is laid by the by the teachers, and by the school.
Yes,
So that we can very clearly see from your accomplishments, Saikrit. Very well said.
yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, Dhruvin, like we know that you are an avid reader. You are so much interested in reading lots and lots of books. So when you choose a book, what do you normally look into that book, or what do you prefer to read? Any particular genre, yeah, or any particular topic that really interests you?
So I like to read the mysterious books and suspenseful and the Fiction books. So I have means many of books I have read. I have read of Roald Dahl, Ruskin Bond, and Enid Blyton. I have read and many more authors. And I like the most. My favorite book is Middle School. That's the
Okay.
best book I have read till now.
And you also like, I guess, Sudha Murthy's books as well.
Yes, Sudha Murthy's books I have read the for the ones that came for children. So I have
Okay.
read many books.
That's great. That's nice. So, Dhruvin, I really want to know that as far as I know, you do the illustrations in your magazine also and the books as well. So, when did you first realize that you have a keen interest for the animations and for creating illustrations?
So at a young age, I have a laptop. So on the laptop, I used to open the paint and do the scribbling, doodling. And as soon as means I grew, so my paintings on the paint and got a little detailed. So my mother and father thought that to means increase and means more advance my skills. So they means admission me in the arena animation, and I learned a lot of great skills there to how to illustrate and do the things. So it was a great experience, and I love doodling and illustrating.
Wow. And I have seen the illustrations that you have created. They are just beautiful. And the activities also, which you have created for your magazine, they're very, very nice, very interesting, very catchy pictures are there in that, the magazine and the book as well. So kudos to you for that, Dhruvin. Very well done.
Thank you, ma'am.
So, Dhruvin, when you are doing these illustrations, when you are creating these illustrations, what do you keep in your mind? Like, because you're creating it for the children, so what all do you keep in your mind for while creating them?
So children have a thing that if they don't find the illustration catchy and vibrant, so they would not have an interest in the book and would simply close it. So I
Yeah.
keep the colors warm, vibrant. So means that this attracts the children to read that book. Mostly the children, what do children do? They open the book, they don't read that thing written. They first see the illustration. If they like
Yes,
that, they will
absolutely.
read the book. So that's the thing that I keep in mind while illustrating the characters and the stories.
Lovely. Very nice, Dhruvin. And you put a lot of hard work into creating your illustration. It shows there in your magazine and your book. Very nice.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, like you both are so much into the literary, field, and I really want to know from Saikrit that do you really want to take up writing as a profession, or you want to keep it as a hobby only? You
No,
have
I would love
anything?
to take it up as a profession. I would love to do that.
That's wonderful, Saikrit. So we can expect another book from you very soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that's
Surely.
lovely, Saikrit. We would love to promote your book, Saikrit. Very nice.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
And you've been teaching also, Saikrit. Like I was going through your, the introduction that I just shared with my audience also. You have been teaching also during the COVID times. So how
Yes,
did
ma'am.
that happen?
Ma'am, even before the COVID times, I had been teaching almost since 2019, as you also mentioned. So,
Okay.
one day when I saw the advertisement of voluntary teaching in the newspaper, and before that, our Honorable Prime Minister had also made the call to voluntarily teach in government schools of the country. So, that inspired me to teach in these schools. And since 2019, I've been associated with Government Model Senior Secondary School, Dhanas, Chandigarh. And when I saw the plight of the children during the COVID times, that inspired me to continue teaching even during the lockdown. So I provided them with worksheets, videos, and other material. And we also conducted various extracurricular activities, like we published the book Amrit Kalam and also many other quizzes. We held a quiz series in the beginning of this year on various important days like International Women's Day and Environment Day. And we almost got responses in the quiz from 8,000 to 10,000 students. So these extracurricular activities, and along with that, I continued to teach them through these videos and other sessions.
Okay. So means offline and online, both the ways you were teaching them and guiding
Yes,
them
ma'am.
throughout.
Yes, ma'am.
That's nice. That's really nice, Saikrit. And kids must be very excited to have this little teacher in their class.
Yes, ma'am.
That's really nice. So, Saikrit, you have come up with three books. Fourth, you have edited, and fifth is on the way. So, any tips that you want to give to the young writers, to children who are pursuing writing, or they've just started with, scribbling or writing short stories? So, you want to give any tips to them?
My only advice would be to read, and read more books, because reading grows our vocabulary and also teaches us, ma'am, various ways to write, and it can also unknowingly become our inspiration for continuing to write. So, my only advice would be to read and read more books.
So the basic for anything, for a good profession or for writing or for literary skills, the basic thing is reading. So
Yes,
reading
ma'am.
is very important.
Yes, ma'am.
That's lovely, Saikrit. Very nice. And Dhruvin, we would like to know from you also if you want to share any tips with our young writers.
Yes, the same as Saikrit, that read more books because books means increases your imagination, which means
Yeah.
increases your the imagination to write more and more books and encourages you and even increases your vocabulary, and which in turn you write more books and you are encouraged to write more books. And I would like to say to all the children that who are drawing, illustrating, or even writing stories and poems can send us to kidliomag@gmail.com, and we will surely publish in our magazine.
Yeah, that's really great. And I would also like all the young writers to please write for Dhruvin's magazine. It's a wonderful initiative that he has started. So please write for his magazine and please read Saikrit's books, which are there in the libraries also and otherwise also available on Amazon. So please read his books. And there is one contest, Saikrit and Dhrupin, I must share with you. There is one contest which is ongoing on our page also. We have given two prompts for different age groups. So we want the young writers to write for us as well. And today is the last day. So you also please share with your friends, tell them to write. Today is the last day, so they can write on our platform. There are two prompts which they, according to the age, they can participate in each one of them. So do tell your friends also, and I want to share with the audience also. Please do tell your kids to participate in that. We are really looking forward to nice stories, nice poems from our young readers, young audience, young followers. And anything else, Aikrit, that you want to, before leaving the show, before we end the show, anything else that you want to share with the audience?
Ma'am, I would again repeat the advice of reading more books, and secondly, that we need to explore more and more. We need to travel and also try to explore, because nowadays there is so much information available even on the internet. So, as much
Absolutely.
knowledge as we can try to gain, I think we should gain that. And there is nothing better than that as an
Yeah.
inspiration and as a stepping stone.
Absolutely true, Saikrit. Dhruvin, you want to share any life lesson or any, learning that you have gained through your journey that you want to share with others?
So I would like to share that if you imagine something, a book, a character, so you should means immediately sketch it or make it or write the story, and it would be great. And if you think that you want to write a book, don't hesitate, write more stories, poems, and books. And I know your parents will always support you. And I would like to show my book. Hello world.
That's nice. Saikrit, if you have your books along with you, please, we would love to, see your books also.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, this is Indian Monuments Golden Heritage, and the first book
Right.
which I published. Ma'am, then Gardens of Chandigarh. Uh, Ma'am, this is the fourth book which I edited, Amrit Kalam. So this is the compilation of articles from various students, and the articles are in both English and Hindi. So that is an
Okay.
additional, so that the students can easily contribute their articles. And this is the fourth one on the Mughal empress, the empress who ruled medieval India. So this has been presented in the form of various comics, like this,
Oh,
and
that's
is
nice.
so wherein the emperor is telling about himself. and his life. So this is the
Right.
format of the book.
That's lovely, Saikrit. Dhruvin, very well done. You both are doing an excellent job. And please go through Dhruvin's magazine as well. We have already shared the link here in the comment section. Do go through his magazine. He has made wonderful illustrations, created wonderful illustrations in both his book also and magazine as well. And Saikrit has compiled his book excellently. So we wish both of you a very good future, a very bright future, very successful future. And I'm sure you both boys are going to motivate many other children who are watching this show and who are going to go through, this session and who will read your books, who will see your work. So thank you so much, Saikrit, Dhruvin. It
Thank
was
you.
really a pleasure talking to you both,
Thank you, ma'am.
having you on the show. So keep doing this excellent work. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for
And
inviting me, ma'am.
a big thanks to our audience for connecting with us. Have a great evening, everyone. Stay happy, stay smiling, and stay healthy. Take care of your health. Happy Children's Day to all the children who are watching our show. Thank you so much.